Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger's Florals. I wanted to take you guys on a farm tour today. It's the middle of January. There's not a whole lot that's changed, but right now there's 18-degree temperatures outside and our high I think is supposed to be 23, which is pretty darn unusual for around here. So I wanted to start with the greenhouse. So let's start over here. These are all of the seedlings that we have going right now. These are coleus. They're looking pretty happy. They're nice and toasty in here. And then we have all of the geraniums. There's several different types. They're very happy. Gonna need to start fertilizing them any day now. And then we have lisianthus, eucalyptus, and echinacea seedlings, some cuttings I took from mint and other things last year. And then over here we have some ranunculus and scented geranium cuttings that we took. These guys are all ranunculus. They were the ones living outside. They, however, needed to come inside because of the cold temps. They wouldn't make it if I left them out there. These guys will go back out in a few days too when the cold temperatures warm up. The last thing in here really is our citrus trees. Look at this lemon. It's getting ready. It's trying to turn color. Amazingly, they're surviving so far. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's the greenhouse right now. I'm gonna do some seed starting later today, but with that said, I'm gonna turn you around and we're gonna go out and walk around the field and see what has changed. Okay, out into the brisk cold. So I'm gonna go this way first today, show you how we've set up our caterpillar tunnels for the ranunculus. It's too cold for them. They don't like it anything lower than 28 degrees, so I'm crossing my fingers that everything that we've done will do well enough to keep them protected. So let's take a look. So as you can see, I have 4 little short caterpillar tunnels over here. They're all tightened down, hopefully fighting against the wind. It's been pretty windy. We have 1 layer of plastic, 2 layers of frost cloth, and I have strung some Christmas lights in there. We found some old incandescent ones to hopefully add just a tiny bit of heat to keep them alive. It's really cold. I'm worried about them, but we'll see in a few days. It should start warming back up to closer to normal tomorrow. Okay, now with that being said, I'm gonna wander this way. The other big thing that's been happening right now is John's been building us a shed barn. You've seen it in the past videos. Oh, chicken, she doesn't like the cold either. You've seen it in past videos, slowly but surely, so I'm going to turn it around and show you how far he's gotten so far. Look, it's a building. He got the roof on. He just ran to the store actually to go pick up the ridge poles, or the ridge cap, so that he can start building the front little porch area. But yeah, we have it's like 9 by 20 storage area, so we can get everything out of the elements right now that's been sitting behind the greenhouse getting damaged. Okay, let's wander into the field. Everything is frozen. I'm getting stuck. Okay, so the field, it doesn't look a whole lot better. I haven't gotten out here to cut back the sunflowers or anything, mostly because it doesn't really matter at the moment. It's all frozen. I'll get out here eventually, cut it all back, and then we'll amend the soil and go from there. The hellebore, actually, in our little shade garden over here, they don't look too terrible. We'll see how they survive after it thaws out, though. Let's see. Look at this feverfew. It's pretty remarkable that it's still green considering how cold it is. I don't know if it's being bundled up or if I'm just getting used to it, but I can tolerate this temperature at the moment. So yeah, like I said, everything here is pretty nearly the same. Hasn't really changed. The eucalyptus is still here, but I suspect once it thaws out, it'll start to fall apart. None of it. Eucalyptus certainly does not like to be this cold. Okay, let's see. Everything else doesn't seem to mind. You can see the rainwater that was there is frozen solid. These 2 rows we did have planted. Let's see if you can see. Oh, can you hear that frozen dirt? Let's see. And there's still a couple little tiny seedlings in there. These are larkspur and buplurum. They should survive this okay. Shouldn't be an issue. Foxglove and all that. They're all suitable for this kind of weather. I still haven't cut back my chrysanthemums or any of this. Look at that. It's so pretty. Frozen solid. It'll melt when we thaw out. Okay, so that's the field. Nothing's, like I said, not a whole lot has changed out here. It's all pretty much dead for the season. So let's continue outside into the other gardens. If you can hear a little bit of a cold, I have one. Part of it, I think, is my niece and nephew who decided to join us for a few days, and the other is it's so cold and it's so dry that we got humidifiers going and everything, but it's a lot. So let's see what we have over here. The camellias in this garden, one of them anyway, it started to bloom. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Hopefully they'll still be there when we thaw out, or more will come. Camellias are one of the best winter flowers that we grow. Not for cutting, just because they're beautiful and they can handle they bloom in the winter. The birds. They're getting used to the cold too. Oh, look at them all. This little cottage garden, nothing really there. The sage, you wouldn't even know that it was cold. The roses, probably another couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks, I'll come out and I'll do a video pruning the roses and how to. We have quite a few and I can walk you through it. This is all looking about the same. Not a whole lot different. Yeah, the roses, look at those rose hips. They're so huge and gorgeous. Yeah, I'll do a video on how we handle those. So our temperature outlook is supposed to warm back up. Today is a Saturday, so Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, it'll get back above freezing. I know that a lot of places around the country are at bone-chilling temperatures, minus 45 and temperatures like that. We never see that. In fact, maybe once a year we have couple days where it gets below freezing, but even with that, the overnight temperatures of 12, 13, 14 degrees is really outside of what we normally see. So yeah, this is a lot for us. Okay, so what else do we have? The veggie garden. We'll walk through here and see what we can find. The kale never seems to mind. Let's walk in here. We had a tree fall and block the road and take power lines down the other day. That's some of the debris. The rest of it is over there, some huge logs. Oh, I don't even know if I can open this. Everything is frozen. Okay, let's start over here. Calendula, I keep saying I need to rip it out, I just haven't gotten there. This just needs weeded. But the kale, it's frozen solid. We'll see how it pulls out of that here in a few days. Same with the Swiss chard. I just grow those because they're pretty. Nothing in most of these. The blueberries, they're just hanging out doing their thing. We do have some tiny little daffodils popping up. These are the real super short ones that come up. I like to have them in the early spring just for something to look at, some real pretty color before everything else is blooming. Let's see, our irises, they're looking a little winter weary, but they seem to have all taken root. Our ranunculus here, they're frozen solid. So's the ground. I don't know. We'll see. This one was just, I left them in there. I didn't get around to weeding around them. If they survive, they survive, and it's a bonus. If not, no real loss. Oh look, the garlic finally came up. We have tons of it. Can you see that? And I think that's it for the rest of this space. Just need to do some weeding, add some compost, and thaw out a little bit. Yeah, these iris are looking pretty okay. I'm really hopeful for some big beautiful iris blooms this spring. They come on at a time when not a whole lot else is blooming, so they're perfect. They bridge the gap, and these are all bearded iris, so they should be pretty big and full and colorful. So cross your fingers. Okay, there's a couple more spots I want to take a look at, and then we'll get back in out of the cold. Yeah, can you see the roof? It's all still frozen, and the sun's hitting it. This garden, you can see our rhododendrons. This is the state flower of Washington, and it can handle everything, but man, it is not happy in this cold. Can you see that? That's pretty rough. Okay, the lilac, they don't mind. They like it cold. Barberry, even the oriental poppy. I'm worried to see. I'll have to take some snapshots and take another little quick tour when everything thaws out to see what survived and what didn't. More camellias. I just don't have, I don't know. We haven't figured out where we're putting them yet. We have our magnolia that I want to prune back. I was going to do it this week, but it's too cold. I'm going to wait for another dry spell. Most of this looks okay. Most of it's perennials and bulbs, so it's all toast anyway until the spring when it starts to come back out. And then we'll walk through this little garden, and this is the bedroom garden, and then we'll walk through the St. Francis garden, and we'll see what that looks like. Oh, everything is so frozen. Well, these roses, we thought it was still spring, have finally succumbed. I don't think we'll get any more blooms finally. Look at that. Yeah, everything's good and frozen. These little babies, they've done okay. And then we've got these beds. So on this side, it's all the tulips. And then on this side is my daffodils. So the problem that I'm seeing is that it's been so warm and wet that my narcissus have all popped the ground. Can you see that? They're all over the place. But now it's super freezing cold, for us anyway. And I just hope that they're okay. Even some of my tulips have popped up, which isn't good. See, it got so warm that they started coming up. It's right there. And they're not meant to be up in that kind of cold. So, cross your fingers we didn't just lose a few thousand tulip bulbs. These are our overwintering Sweet Williams and Sweet Rockets, and they're looking a bit angry in the cold, but we'll see how they do. Like everything else, after it melts. This was the feverfew. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is where all of those Ranunculus were sitting, but it's too cold. These are all frozen solid. These are our winter sowing experiment. They're frozen, but it's supposed to be okay, so we'll see how they do in a few days. Now the last garden that I wanted to take you through is this one. It's the St. Francis garden. I love this garden. It's just a whole bunch of perennials and some shrubs. We can see what's still alive and well, even in this frigid temperatures. So the things that look the most healthy and happy are the euonymus. These shrubs, they don't seem to mind one bit. All the grasses, they're always good. And look at the Dusty Miller. It's such a good workhorse plant. It survives everything. It doesn't seem to care at all. We did have a whole bunch of tulips planted in here, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of disturbed dirt, which is from the squirrels and moles they've dug up. It looks like every single tulip that we had, and had a good feast. So if anything comes up in the spring, I'll be surprised. Excuse me. Cold weather. The Virginia, it's pretty rough looking, but it'll snap back. Everything else in here looks as it should, I think. All the cypress and the arborvitae. Oh, John's back. The hellebore, or the heuchera. And then just a few more. The hellebore here, these guys had been blooming. Look at that. They're blooming. We'll see how they do. That's where all that stuff, all this stuff is going into that shed/barn. Okay guys, well that's it for a January flower farm tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. There's a lot going on under the surface, but it looks pretty miserable at the moment. But I'm gonna go after some seed starting this afternoon. I'll take you guys along, and hope that you enjoy it. Thanks, guys.